So complex number part 2. Standard form. Alright, I'm gonna show you some example and then I think you're gonna figure out what does the standard form look like. So this is standard form. This is standard form. This is not standard form. This is not standard form. Alright, based on this, can you tell me what does the standard form look like, Julian?
The I on the second.
The I can come after, right? So it's just like the real thing always go first, and the imaginary go after. Okay? Your real friends go first. Imaginary friend you talk every night go after. Yeah. So the I come after, that's the standard form. So give children 1 point. So who can give me in general way to write? Like not the number, but you have a general way to write. We're using letter to represent for a number, right? What do you think? Moses?
We make like the equation.
Yeah, kind of a question, but in general form, what does the standard form look like? You know that I'm gonna come after, right? How do you write it? Listen.
A plus bi.
A plus bi. Okay. So A is the one doesn't have the I. They call. What do they call? Real part. So A is real part because it doesn't have any I. So real part. Okay. And then B, you have an I after. So what is it called? Imaginary part. Okay. So this is imaginary part. Alright, I give Vincent 1 point. Now 7i, is that the standard? Is this standard form?
No.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Who say yes? Or who said no? Okay. So standard form, the real part go first and the bi, the imaginary go after. But do you see any real part? No. So this is actually standard form. You don't have the real part, but you can even write 0, right? It's still the same. It's still standard. It's still standard form. It's still standard. All right, part 3. That's it. Part 3. It's too close, so I cannot cover this. Can you write this and then can you erase it? Yeah? Do you take note? Take a picture. Alright, take a picture. Take a picture. Alright. Part 3 is adding. The one if you did the homework for C, this is the one you see it. Adding, subtracting, complex number. So for example, I have 2 minus 3i plus 7 plus 5i. Okay? So to add this, what do you think?
Huh?
How do we add this, Gabriel?
You will like combine the like terms.
This is exactly the combined like term, okay? So in 2 minus 3i, which one is the real part? The 2, right? Now on the 7 and 5i, which one is the real part? 7. So these are the real part, you're gonna combine them together. Well, before combine them together, you need to get rid of all of the parentheses. So 2 minus 3i, this is plus, so there's nothing happen to the side. Plus 7, right? Plus 7. And then plus 5i. Because this is plus, so you don't do anything with the sign inside. 2 plus 7 is 9. And the 3i, negative 3i and 5i, what part is that? It is the imaginary part. So combine them together. Exactly what Gary would say, it's combined like term. Negative 3i plus 5i. Is that 2i or 2i squared? 2i. Remember, you don't have, like, if you have 2i, 2 smiley face, you have 3 smiley face. Do you have like 5 smiley face square? No, right? So don't touch the smiley face. Same thing, if you have negative 3i plus 5i, don't add the I square. It's just negative 3 plus 5. That's negative, that's 2, right? Positive 2? Positive 2i. Is it standard form already? Yes, that's good. Let's get the middle whiteboard. You can ask Eddie. When you're adding and subtracting complex number, again, you need to get rid of the parentheses first, okay? So now look at the parentheses. The first one, you cannot take them out, okay? So 7 minus 6i. Now, this is the tricky part. Some of you, but a few of you mess up the sign. When you have the negative on the front, you need to distribute the negative, right? In order to get rid of the parentheses. So negative, you distribute to here, negative and positive 3 become negative and positive is negative 3. Now negative and negative is positive 6i. Okay? Now negative 6i and positive 6i. That's why you have 0. If you still have this negative here and you give me 0, doesn't make sense. Okay? So combine that term. 7 minus 3 is 4. So that's 4 is the only answer. Very good though. I thought you got right. Last one for this part. 10 minus 6. So that means you may not have a homework for this time. Alright, let's go. Maybe just 1 minute and 10 seconds. So 10, because you're going to distribute a negative, you're going to be negative 6. And then negative 7i plus 4i. 10 minus 6 is 4. This combined term, negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3. Okay, so 4 minus 3i. That's good. So next one is going to be multiplying. Multiplying complex number. So example number 4. I'm gonna do first and then I'm going to tell you. I'm gonna do a sample first. So just want to get a sample. It's just normally what you're gonna do, but just one thing, one fact you should know when you do this. Okay? So how do I expand it? How do I get rid of the parentheses? Oh yeah, what are you gonna do? You distribute this, that's good. So can you help me? So 4i times 6 is 24. 24 what? I, good job. Next one, 4i times I is?
4i squared.
Plus 4i squared. Very good. Let's give Maria 1 point. Now, do you remember what is I?
Square root of negative 1.
Square root of negative 1. Okay? Now I ask you this, just raise your hand. Okay, don't yell out the answer, just raise your hand. So that's the other thing. What is I square? If you know, raise your hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 6. Alright. Brianna, what did I square? Why is it negative 1? So select what is it, huh? Okay.
I can't explain it well.
How do you prove it? How do you prove it? Select, you know? So y square, why did you say y square? I square is square root of negative 1 square. Do you agree? Because that's the I, right? Square root and square, what they do to each other? They cancel out. So your answer is negative 1. That's how you prove it. Okay, that's how you prove it. Let's give Brianna 1 point. Select 1 point. And then, now here is what you're going to do on your whiteboard to get point. What is I cube? Let's go. 30 seconds. You don't need a 30 seconds. Okay, fine, 1 minute. What is I cube? Write in your board. You got it right, I'm gonna give you point. It's very easy though. Very easy. Very easy. I cube. How do you break down the I cube? Do you agree I cube is going to be I square times I? Right? What is I square? We just talk about it. We literally just talk about it. What is I square? -1. You can just keep I. You don't need to change it to here. So one answer is -I. You don't need to write invisible one anyway. -I. I saw a couple of you write -1 times square root of -1. So technically this is right, but this is very weird to write this. Because square root of -1 is I. So this is the I cube. Okay? Yeah? Make sense? Why I4? Let's go. What is I to the power 4? I4 is I square times I square. Do you agree?
Yes.
Why we practice? Because we know what the I square is. What is I square?
-1.
So that's mean -1 times -1. What is -1 times -1?
1.
1. Make sense? So every time, so notice this. Every time the power is go back to 4, that means you have just 1. That means you can cross them out. Right? You okay, Rico? Okay. Let me ask you this. What is I of 25? Maybe 27. Oh. Why -I? Huh? Well, odd can be just I as well. How about like 29? So is it also -I? No. So what is the way here is? Okay, let's do one by one. What is 27? Okay, maybe do easier. What is I of 28?
1.
Why 1? No, not even. This is also even. I square is even, but it's not 1. This is -1. Every time what?
It has I squared.
No, it's 4, right? I square is -1, not 1. Only when you go to the I to the power 4, it is 1. Every time you is a multiple of 4, then it is 1. So I of 28 is 1. Right? What is I of 26?
-1.
Why -1?
Because it's not a multiple.
It's not a multiple of 4. So -1. Now what is I of 27?
-1.
So you're gonna break this one, you're gonna -I. But you're gonna break this one into the multiple of 4. 27. What is the closest one that is a multiple of 4? 20? Not go up. It's not gonna be what? It's go down. I of 24, right? Is it 24? Right? I of 24. So how many do you have left? I of 3. Now 24 is a multiple of 4. That means it just become 1. So if you cannot see it now, it's gonna be okay. Do you agree it's gonna be I4 times I4 times I4 6 times, right? Right, 6 times. That's gonna become 24. What is I to the 4? 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's how you try to make them go down to be a multiple of 4. And then you see what do you have left? You have I of power 3. What is I3? What is I cube? What is I cube? -I. So basically you just need to know I square, I cube, and I4. You can handle everything. What is I29? What is I29? Do the same thing with it on I28.7. 28, right? I have 28. That's the closest one. That's the closest one. That's a multiple of 4, right? Now what do you have left? 29. You break out 28 and 1 and I. What is I to 28? Is that a multiple of 4? Yes, so that's gone. That's gone. You just have I. That's the answer. Just I. So I to the power 29 equal to I. Yeah? You can go over again later, but okay. So I square is -1. Keep that in mind. Now I square -1. So we have here 24i plus 4i squared, right? What is I square? -1. So that means you're gonna write 24i plus 4 times -1. Well, when you multiply to -1, what is it gonna do? It's gonna change in the sign here, right?
Yeah.
So 24i minus 4. Is it standard form?
No.
So how you gonna change it to standard form? You're gonna move the imaginary go after. So -4 plus 24i. That's the standard form. Okay? Yes? Don't worry, we're gonna talk about this again. Maria. You should pay attention. You should check out. You know, you're not gonna understand it. Remember, we have a quiz on Monday. Okay? Don't give up. So we have. Let's do this. How about 9 minus 2i, -4 plus 7i. All right. Let's just do it together because we still have 5D. We need to go. So that Monday you're gonna have quiz. So FOIL. Let's do normally like we just did. We did before. You're gonna do FOIL. Okay. Can someone walk with me? Amy, let's go. FOIL. 9 times -4. Very good. 9 times 7i. 63i. Right? You're done with this? We do FOIL. We distribute it. You're gonna distribute every single thing here to every single thing over here. That's what you wanna do. So 9 times -4, -36. 9 times 7i, 63i. Now next, -2 times -4. -2i times -4. Very good. -2i times 7i. I square. Okay? Now, before you combine that term, you need to take care of the I square. What is the I square? -1. So here's the shortcut. Here's the shortcut. You don't need to write like this every time. Whenever you see the I square, what the I square gonna do with the sign? They're changing it. So if you see the I square here, you're gonna change the sign of the number in front of it. So you don't need to write -1. Because I square, remember I square is -1. Okay? And what -1 do to the number? They just change the sign. Okay? So that means you have -36 plus you can just combine this. 71i plus 14. Okay? They just change the sign, flip the sign. I square, flip the sign. I square, flip the sign. Okay, so if you see I square next to a number, you just need to flip the sign of the number on the front. Make sense? Okay, so now combine that term. What is the -36 plus 14? Negative 22. That's the answer. This unit is kind of very easy because they just do with the number, arithmetic, algebra. So you don't graphing, you don't do anything. Okay, so you should get a good score for this. All right, last one for this, and then you can do a mini whiteboard to get point. All right, let's go. 1 minute. Okay, 1.5 minutes. So distribute this. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 2i is positive 8i. You're done with this, you move on to this here. -2i times 4. Negative 8i. -2i times 2i. 4 I square, right? 2i. So you have 2i here. I times I is I square. What is the sign? Negative and positive become negative. You got it. So what's it good? Now whenever you see the I square, what they gonna do with the number?
Change the sign.
They change the sign of the number in front of it. So now it's negative. It becomes positive. So 16. I can't just rewrite them. Okay. Plus 4. Well, I and I, you know, combine that term. What is 8i minus 8i? What is 8 minus 8? It's 0. It's 0. That's gone. So 16 plus 4 is 20. Yeah? I square is negative 1.
But I thought,
You thought what? No, ask me. We learned it.
because I thought you said that we did I and I together, you can't do I squared.
So that is when you have 2i plus 2i.
Wait, what?
That become 4i. You don't touch the I, right? This is when you're adding them. But then if you have 2i times 2i, multiplication, then I times I is I squared. Yeah, different thing. This is adding, you don't touch the I, but when you multiply, you multiply the power. Yeah? Good question. Yeah, ask me any question. Any other question? You good?